Hello friends, how are we all doing? Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're going to be talking about all the series I must make progress in 2025. So I usually do this video as series I must finish, but I'm not necessarily trying to finish series this year as my goal. The reading goal I set at the start of the year was I want to make progress in a lot of series, particularly the series that I've only read the first book. Because that is a habit of mine. I read the first book in a series and I never continue. And I don't want that to be the case. I want to look at my series spreadsheet and see that I'm making progress in all the series that I'm wanting to read. If it's on my series spreadsheet, I should want to make progress in it. So that's what the goal is this year, making progress. So today, I've gathered 8 series where I've only read the first book. And some of these, it was 2021 where I read the first book.
It's been 84 years.
And I'm going to hopefully be making progress in all of them this year. I'm actually intrigued to see. I feel like I can do it. I feel like a lot of these are ones that are higher on my priority list to make progress in. So that's what we're going to be chatting about today. Before we get into it, I want to take a moment to shout out a partner I've been working with across many videos, which is Magic Mind. Magic Mind have these mental performance shots that are incredible, guys. They are incredible. I have been using them. Actually, let me show you. I am on my 3rd pack and I only have these 3 left. And I'm sad. I'm already thinking about getting more because I love these guys. I love Magic Mind mental performance shots. They make me feel so much less anxious and it makes it so much easier to get on with the day. They make me feel more productive, but really for me the biggest effect that I see from these is a reduction in stress. I just find I'm quite an anxious person and I usually have a low level of anxiety throughout the day, and when I take these, when I have these shots, I don't. It goes away. It makes getting through life so much easier. So I have a code for you guys which is books20, which will get you 48% off your first Magic Mind subscription for the next 10 days or 20% off a one-time purchase. So make sure you check it out down below. I love these. I love them so much. I've noticed a huge impact when I use these. So yeah, go check it out down below. Okay, series number 1. I actually told my patrons I was going to be doing this video and I said to them, are there any series that you think that I should make progress in? And this is the one that 2 of them said. And so I said, okay, I shall listen to you. And that is the Marlow Murder Club series. So the first one that I've read is the Marlow Murder Club, and then the sequel is Death Comes to Marlow. So this is really the only, what I call Thursday Murder Club ripoff series that I actually have read and want to continue. I've read a lot of them. By Thursday Murder Club, I don't just mean cozy murder mystery. I mean older characters solving murder mysteries. It's become a huge trend since the Thursday Murder Club came out, and often I read them and I just think, babes, you're not as good as the OG, you know? The OG is the OG.
No, wait a minute. Don't compare. Don't compare yourself to me.
They would never make you walk in a dress
on my
that
level,
much
Nicole.
longer.
You never will be on my level.
Now this isn't as good as the OG, but I think I gave the first one 4 stars. I did quite enjoy it. So I am intrigued to make progress in this series, and listen, I love a murder mystery. I would love, oh guys, I just want to love reading. I'm really struggling with the book I'm reading at the moment. I just want to love reading. I just want to love reading, I'm not gonna lie to you. And murder mysteries just make me love reading. This one, there is an upcoming wedding and they're having a party, but then the groom-to-be is crushed to death in the study. Oh my goodness, locked room murder mystery. How exciting. So yeah, I'm really intrigued by this. I enjoyed the Marlow Murder Club. I'm intrigued to continue, and it's just a cozy murder mystery, you know what I mean? It's got a dark little quack, but it's upside down. Is Duck dead? That's sad. Yeah, I'm intrigued to continue with this series. Next, this is a little bit well, it's not cheating, but I'm reading it this week, so I am going to make progress in this series and finish it. I mean, I don't know if there'll be more in this world. We'll see. This was never meant to be a series, but I am going to be reading this week. We have got the Cerulean series, the Cerulean Chronicles, I think it's called. We've got House in the Cerulean Sea as the first one, and Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune as the second one. Now, this was never meant to be a series, which I don't like. I've spoken about this before. It's not that I object to books becoming series necessarily, it's that my brain stores series information differently than non-series information. So this, The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware is becoming a series. I love House in the Cerulean Sea, but my brain stores information differently when I know it's a series. You know what I mean? Anyways, but I am going to be reading this week. I'm petrified because I'm also really struggling with fantasy at the moment. All the fantasy I've read so far in 2025 has been cut the camera's dead ass. I can't imagine fantastical worlds, but hopefully because this is me coming back to a world, hopefully we should be okay. I'm also just scared though. like a lot of pressure. I love House and Cerulean Sea, and I love a lot of TJ Klune's writing, but his last release, In the Lives of Puppets, I didn't love. So I'm also scared about how we're going to do this time, but I am excited to get back into this world as a cozy fantasy. I really do adore it. Oh, I just need to hurry up and finish the book I'm currently reading. Okay, after this video, I'm literally just going to go read my book. I'm reading a book for this weekend, hopefully this weekend's vlog. I've been trying to do this vlog, guys, for like weeks.
I've been working on this for 5 weeks.
But I've been reading very, very slowly this year. Like, reading speed has not been my forte. And the book I'm reading at the moment I thought I would love, but it's dry AF and I'm really struggling to get through it. Anyways, we're going back to that house with the children and Arthur and Linus, and I'm just excited to be back in this world. So I will be making progress in this series. Next we have one, when I think this is actually a series to finish because it's a duology, and when I've been thinking over the past couple years of like, okay, I'm trying to finish series, what one do I want to read? I always think I want to read this, but they're long books, and thus I'm intimidated. But it is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin is the first book, and the book I need to read is A Psalm of Storms and Silence. It's been a while since I've read this also, and the longer the time goes on, the more scared I get. And it's like, how many pages? Like 600 probably? Well, 550 pages. Oh, that's a lot of pages. And the thing is, I think if I read this today, I wouldn't continue with the series. But I own the second book now, so now I just feel like I have to, you know what I mean? So in this first book, we meet these two characters who want to kill each other, but they don't want to kill each other, but they have to kill each other to both achieve different aims that are very important to them. They're both like collateral damage to each other. It's a very interesting African-inspired fantasy. It actually was a really strong fantasy debut. I just don't think it's stayed in my brain like some other series have, but like I own the second book, so I need to continue it and just get like, this is a weight on my shoulders. There's certain books, do you guys feel like this? I don't know if this is just me. There's certain books and certain series that like it weighs on me not having read them, you know, like it takes up my energy. I feel like having a TBR, for example, as long as I do right now, is weighing on me. That's why I want to get it down a bit. That's why that's the goal this year. I mean, I'm not reading enough or quickly enough to make that happen, but it is still a goal and something I would like to do. But guys, I'm not reading. It's really bad. Please give me strength. I need your strength to read like 10,000 books this week.
There's nothing okay about any of this!
But yes, this is a series that weighs on me, and I would really, really like to continue. I did enjoy a lot of it, and their dynamic was very interesting. I'm gonna have to read a recap because it has been a long time since I read the first book, but I would just like to tick this off my series spreadsheet. This series I've spoken about quite a bit already as like being the big epic adult fantasy series I really want to continue this year, and it is, listen, I've spoken about these a little bit already, but like this video has to be realistic. I can't just name other series willy-nilly, you know? It is the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobbs. I have read Assassin's Apprentice, and I need to read Royal Assassin, another chonky fantasy, 640 pages.
I've been down this road before, and I don't want to do this.
A lot of people love this whole world from Robin Hobb, right? You have like these individual trilogies, but it's also like an overarching big series. I'm casting them as individual series on my spreadsheet though, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't finish this series till I was like 50 years old. In this, we're following Fitz, who is a royal bastard, and he's sent to kind of like train with the animals in the court, but also, you know, he's an assassin's apprentice. That's not a spoiler. I think I've avoided saying that before because I'm like, it's not a spoiler. It's literally the title of the first book. And then Royal Assassin is the title of the second book. And it's really about him growing up in this dangerous world and finding out who he can trust, and really he can trust no one but himself. And I just really want to read Robin Hobb stuff and love it. I'm just really, really intrigued by it. So if I haven't made progress in this series by the end of the year, I will be upset. Like, this is the big fantasy series I want to tackle. I feel like every year I've tackled like a big fantasy series, like the Jade War, Jade Legacy series one year, or last year I tackled the N.K. Jemisin Broken Earth trilogy, and I feel like this is it this year. Okay, next we have the only book I couldn't find, which frankly is miraculous because the books, it's a mess, guys.
It's a mess!
I'm gonna be out of here soon. You haven't heard about it yet, but hopefully if I finally get this weekend's vlog done, you will hear about things. But I'm gonna be out of here soon. So like, I'm just accepting defeat, and my books are gonna be a mess for the next period of time. I can't find the sequel. So the first book is Dead Good Girls by Nikis Afia, and then I'll put a picture in here. The next book is Harlem Sunset, and this is a series set in 1920s Harlem of this young girl who is basically solving murders in her area, right? So it's affecting people she knows, it's affecting communities she knows, and I really, really enjoyed this. This is a debut, and I feel like for a debut, you know, diverse historical murder mystery, it was really, really strong. It also has some interesting romantic elements. There's a sapphic relationship in this with the main character and another character. I thought the setting was very vivid. I thought the historical setting was very vivid, but the mystery is interesting as well. This was a strong debut, but it did feel debut-y, if that makes sense. And I'm intrigued to see how the author, you know, grows in the second book. So I'd really like to get to that this year. Then we have the Beartown series. We have Beartown as the first book and Us Against You by Frederick Backman as the second book. This, again, is a series I've been saying for years. I want to continue this series. It's, like, up there with me. I really enjoy Frederick Backman's stuff. Beartown is really strong. If I was to give Tom a book to read next, he's currently reading a non-fiction, but if I was to give him a fiction to read next, I think this would be it. It's just such a strong book that I feel like basically everyone can enjoy. I really loved Beartown. But here's the thing, also, when I read Beartown, I was like, that's not a standalone. Like, to me, it felt like this is a standalone. I am scared about how the rest of the series is going to grow. In this, you don't really want to know too much. It's set in this small Swedish town, and the towns are very much based around their, like, youth ice hockey teams, and something happens within the ice hockey world that really tears the town apart, and it's very, very strong in this first book. This second one, I believe, is about Beartown and Head, which are rival towns, and then something happens and it's like the rivalry, and then by the game's end someone is dead. Someone from Beartown is dead. Frederick Backman writes with this really intelligent writing style, really emotionally intelligent writing style that I just adore. I really, really love his writing style. I want to read all of his stuff, basically. I want to read all of Frederick Backman's stuff because I think he's a wonderful author. Also, I found that, like, there's something about Swedish translation that works for me. I think it's very interesting reading translated fiction. I think you can feel there's like stuff translated from different languages, yes, will be unique author to author, but also languages do have a tone, they have a rhythm, they have a pattern, and there's something about stuff I've read from Swedish authors that's been translated that I really enjoy. So hopefully we'll continue this series this year. Then one that I thought I was going to continue last year, because I really can't believe this didn't make top 10 of the Goodreads Choice Awards for mystery thriller, but I just think it had been out a long time and people kind of forgot about it. The Maid series by Anita Prose. So the first one is The Maid and the second is The Mystery Guest. We are following Molly the Maid, who is neurodivergent coded, right? So I think she's autistic coded. It's never explicitly stated and people have different opinions on kind of the representation, but Molly the Maid works this hotel, and in the first book she's kind of like accused of this murder and has to prove it's not her, and her friends at the hotel come together to help her. And in this one, is she accused again? Poor Molly, is she getting accused every time? Oh, a mystery writer drops dead on the tea room floor. Okay, interesting. And Molly the Maid wants to solve it again. I really enjoy this. Anita Prose was originally a book editor. I believe she was Ruth Ware's editor for a long time. And I just think her books scream of like someone who necessarily hasn't been an author for a long time. The Maid was her debut. But someone who's been around books and writing and like the craft of writing for a long time. Like I wouldn't say this felt debut-y like some of the other debuts on this list felt debut-y, or other debuts feel debut-y, you know? Like it felt accomplished, and I'm just excited to continue this. I think they're fun, quick murder mystery reads, and thus I really want to continue because I also want to read the Christmassy one this Christmas because I got told you needed to read the second one really to read it. So I'm waiting to read the third one around Christmas time, hopefully this year. So hopefully I make progress with 2 this year. That's the aim. And then the final series is one that I think about a lot. I don't think I loved this first book, but I really want to love the rest in this series. Maybe like the tropes will work better for me. And this is the Regency Fairy Tale series by Olivia Atwater. First is Half a Soul, and then the second book is 10,000 Stitches. So each of these are like standalone Regency fairy tale romances. So it's set in Regency England, but it's like fairies as well.
You better be perfect.
Woohoo! And this one, Regency maid Effie has acquired a fairy godfather. Unfortunately, he has no idea what he's doing. Oh, she has to risk her immortal soul. She has 100 days and 10,000 stitches to make Mr. Ashbrook fall in love and propose. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I really wanna love this. I think I gave the first book like a 3.5. I wanna love this. Regency fantasy romances. I mean, come on. Come on, there's never been something more written for me in the universe. Okay, this one's like kind of Cinderella coded. Interesting. Yes, I think about this series a lot because Regency romance fairy tales sounds incredible, and they're pretty short. It's like 200 and something pages, so I'd really like to make progress. I feel like I'm definitely gonna make progress in this series this year. I feel like it's definitely gonna happen. So there we have it, everyone. Those are the 8 series that I'm really hoping to make progress in this year. Let me know if you've read any of these, which one do you think I should get to. Let me know how successful you think I'm gonna be at getting through these series. But I don't know, I believe in my core that I am gonna get through these, and I'm very excited to read all of them and hopefully make some really good series progress this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what series you're trying to tackle at the moment, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!